So maybe... Oh, I shoved out this through more. Maybe I'll move this over a little bit so it's not as loud. Let's put it... So I'll have to go over here if I want to talk. Because, okay, cat, let me know how the Rainstick is if it's too loud. Still. Okay. Oh no, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay. Oh gosh, I don't know what to do. I shoved out this through. I didn't think about the audio until just right now. Oh, hi. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to unplug the Blue Yeti. Oh, Axel. No, I don't. Axel wanted to unplug it with his tail. I'm gonna unplug the Blue Yeti. Let me know if this helps. Gosh, okay. There we go. Okay. Honey. Okay, can you... Oh, Axel, don't go up there. Oh, Axel, don't go up there, please. Can you hear me if I go in like this? If I go like this, can you still hear me when I go in closer to talk? We definitely did. I'm doing pretty good. How about you? What's your deal? And thank you, Kat. Axel doesn't know what to do. He left and then he came back. Now he's sitting on the blue ottoman. Hi, Joelle. Good to see you. Joe, I want to see Axel right now. He almost bit me. He's usually not like that. He was in a nippy mood yesterday too. Why? He tried actually nipping me this morning too. Last night and this morning. And now again. Wake up. it for you. I didn't want you falling off. I fixed it. Okay? You'll be good. Okay. E. Should we do a poll question? Let's do a poll question. What should the poll question be? Let's think. What should the poll question be? Okay. Hi, Vincent. I don't know who that is, but I'll take that as a compliment. 12K I ran. Or 12 Kieran, sorry. Does anybody want to elaborate on their answer for the poll question? do another video of like, I haven't done it in a long time, but it's like holding and moving objects weirdly. It's very much visual ASMR, like. Boom shika, boom shika, boom shika. It's expensive, but I recommend trying So Delicious vegan dessert. Okay. What religion are you, Boy Studio? If you don't mind me asking. I have potato frog. Were you raised vegetarian, or is that just a choice you made at a young age? Who are you sniffing at? keep it right there. Okay. He moved over here, and he's looking at this. Smell it. Yeah. Okay. Also, y'all, I just started, I took like, how long did I take off? Around a month from exercising, because I had the flu, and then I had a very severely inflamed rib, so I couldn't exercise. I could have started last week, but I didn't want to risk it. I still, even now, have like slight soreness in my right rib still, but I started yesterday, and I just started, I'm starting out slow. So yesterday and today, throughout this whole week, I'll be doing just like 20 minutes of it. But it was hard to wake up this morning. I could tell. Exercise fatigue. I remember the feeling. Yesterday was leg day, so my calves were sore today. And I lifted weights with my arms today. I think something I've realized with taking that time off, I think I might just, because before around an hour of exercise, but I think nowadays what I'd rather do is, what am I trying to, I think nowadays I'll maybe just do 20 or 30 minutes in the morning, because if I overdo it, that also, because exercising helps my joint pain, but when I do too much, I think it makes it worse. Because of my Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, I have unstable joints, so it's recommended to do strength training to stabilize your joints. But repetitive motion, when done in excess, done for too long or too much, can have the opposite effect. So I think that's something I've realized now that I've started exercising again, is that I'd rather just do it for a shorter amount of time. Also, for the month that I wasn't exercising, I wasn't, I don't care about if I gained weight or not, but I didn't gain weight, so I think, what I know, if I'm eating less now than I did before, so if I exercise too much too, then that'll have a negative effect, because then I will, what am I trying to say? Like, I can tell when I'm, like, there are some days in the summer where I do, like, I go to the park or I go on hikes as well as exercise, and then I can tell that when I don't have enough, like, calories and stuff in my system, it makes me feel more faint. So I'm glad that since I'm eating less, I'm also, ever since the flu, it's still affected my hunger in that way, but ever since then, now that I'm eating less, I think it'll be a good idea to exercise less. But I noticed too, it's like I didn't gain weight. I still might have even lost weight. I'm a very naturally fidgety person. When you're naturally fidgety, like naturally, not when you like force it, when you're naturally just a fidgety person, you tend to have a much higher metabolism. So I'm always fidgeting and whatnot. So I think, I don't know. It's weird because I think I could have PCOS. If I don't, I just have some sort of hormonal issues either way. But I actually think I have a high metabolism. The only times in my life where I haven't had a high metabolism were when I was on Prozac. And then for like a year, well, I guess a year or two after that too. Because I had other health issues. It's a whole different story. But I think being on Prozac kind of messed me up. But now that I'm not on it, I think my metabolism is higher again. Just felt like rambling about that because I've been thinking about it. Because, can I get real with y'all? Not too long, like it wasn't recent, it was like, it was around the time of, it was before the pandemic started, before when I had an ED. One of the aspects of it was orthorexia. So I've just been reflecting a lot lately. Like when I had the flu and I took the month off of exercising, that was actually really good for me, because if this would have happened, like even when I started exercising like a few years, was it a few years ago now? Yeah. I probably would have started freaking out and thought, oh, that's not good. My body, it's not just about like what you eat, it's about also a lot of times over exercising. So it's like, I think when I started exercising a few years ago, I didn't realize I was over exercising, and then my body wasn't even like, I still felt not great, and I still looked the same anyway, and I still was gaining weight. I'm like, oh my god, why? And it's because my body was like, you were doing too much, so I'm preserving myself, aka my body's preserving itself. So it's just, I've been reflecting on stuff like that, where what's the point? Oh, I don't know. So then, I just started exercising yesterday, but I don't do it for aesthetic purposes. Although honestly, I don't care if that's part of the reason people do it. Like to a small extent, that's why I do it. But like, the main reason I do it is for stability and to feel strong, and because it's good for my body. Yeah. So I've just been thinking about. Sorry, it's dry under here, under my. Okay. So I've just been thinking about things like that, and so it feels nice. It feels nice to have like something I learned a lot in 2025 is having better balance. That's for many things, because I tend to be like black and white thinking and like extremes, and so I've been doing a lot better with being balanced. And also I think about these things too because of the question about, I am vegan, but I went vegan for health reasons. But I think there have been times when I first went vegan a few years back where I kind of was trying so hard to just be super healthy, but the healthiest thing you can do is to have a good balance. And so that's something where I'm glad that I have like a better balance for things. Like I make homemade popsicles nowadays. I've been doing that. That's something fun that I've been doing. If you would have asked me like back when I had my AD, I would have been like, no, anything added sugar, anything that is like sweet at all is bad. You can't have it. Yeah, so I've just, like, last year I was a very reflective person, but there's some things like going into this year, it's just made me very reflective. And I'm somebody who, with my chronic illnesses, because of being gaslit by family members, by friends, and by medical professionals, like mental health professionals, sometimes, well, I realized that even though I know I have these chronic ailments, it's something where, by the way, this is something I should maybe do for like a whisper ramble video, because it's something that I think some people would relate to, like everything I'm saying. So if you end up watching any of the video where I'm talking about these things in the future, it's okay. You can still watch and support if you want. What was I saying? This is why I can't go off track. The train has left the railroad. The tracks. What? What was I saying? I've been reflective. Oh, so sometimes with my chronic illnesses, I don't realize how I actually like have this subconscious and unconscious conditioning that what am I trying to say? I'm trying to think of how to convey this. Sometimes it feels like I don't have, or I don't actually act like I have. I'm gonna get rid of this, by the way. Sometimes I kind of don't act, or I don't believe that I have chronic ailments. I don't know if that makes sense. Like like sometimes, or a lot of the time, I try to act like I'm able-bodied, but then after I got the flu, I know that that affected me worse than it does for like most people. So after getting the flu, it made me reflect on, oh yeah, I do have chronic illnesses, so I can't just push it all the time. So that's something I've been thinking about as well, about all that. And something that's been affected lately is ever since I got the flu, I already have issues with dysphagia and with breathing properly. Like, breathing doesn't feel natural to me, except for I guess maybe when I'm asleep. But my throat and my sinuses have been severely impacted by having the flu, and so I'm trying to retrain myself to get to the point to at least where I was at before. And it's very difficult to try to breathe properly. So it's like trying to do that. It's like, oh my god, most people I don't think would have to deal with this. So it's very frustrating, but yeah, balance. Part of the balance is also realizing that if there's nothing I can do except for just try, then I can just try. And then that's that. Trying is better than not trying. So I'm trying to get back to where I was at before, so that breathing doesn't feel like such a chore. So let me read what everybody's been saying. I don't have a cold. No, Kat, that's like perfectly fine. I think walking is like seriously the best thing people can do. I recommend strength training for people too, but like in terms of cardio or just any form of exercise, if I were to recommend anything to anybody, like walking is the best thing for you to do. It's the best thing. So yeah, I think that's perfect. Shake 7678. Sorry, you said this earlier. How am I going to get enough protein if I go vegan? I'm vegan. I get around 100 grams of protein a day, anywhere from 90 to 100. I think. I don't like check the protein stats in a while. The main ones I check are for my sodium and potassium. All other ones I don't check, unless if I just am curious and feel like it. So I haven't checked it in a while. Like there's some stuff that's different for like my typical eating patterns, eating routines, what I eat for my meals. But it's around 90 to 100 grams of protein a day. Also, a lot of people push it down your throat that you need 8 grams to 1.2 grams of protein, like pound of body weight that you have. I think that's a stupid metric, and I don't believe in it. And people who have too much protein, it literally can kill your kidneys. It can make your kidneys shut down. It's too much protein to try to digest. Hi, Dolly. Are most protein shakes vegan? Not most. There's a lot that are vegan though. Even like non-vegan, heavily non-vegan brands offer vegan options a lot of the time. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm just being a baby crazy. I have to push through, and then I severely pay for it after, either mentally, physically. Yeah, I feel you, Kat. Okay, thanks for letting me ramble on, everybody. I just felt like talking about that. I was thinking about that. Like, I've been yawning a lot more lately. I'm not even tired right now. I've been yawning a lot more because I'm trying to reset my breathing and breathe more properly, so not as much in my chest, which is very not natural for me. And so your body does that either when it doesn't have enough oxygen or when it's trying to like if you're breathing differently than normal, and your body does that as a way to be like, hey, you're not breathing right, even though it's just you're not breathing the way you typically do. So I've been yawning a lot lately. even though I'm not tired. That's the thing too, yawning before makes me tired even if I wasn't tired before. But now when I yawn, I just am doing it so much that it doesn't even let me get tired. So then at night when I'm trying to get tired, it doesn't help. Anyway. That was my rambling. Hi, Calvin. Hello. But no, I think my soft-spoken voice is it different than my whispering voice. I mean, it's different. But yeah, I actually have a higher pitched voice than my sister. I'm trying to think. My mom has a pretty like neutral tone voice. Very Midwestern mom voice. And then my dad, I think, for being a guy, has like, I would consider him having a slightly higher pitched voice. But my sister out of all of us has the lowest pitch. And then it's probably my mom, and then honestly maybe even depending on how you look at it, I would say me and then my dad. But anyway. Calvin, I think I do have glass tapping coming up in different forms, like especially look out for the tapping videos I have coming up. I'll probably tap on something that's glass or something similar to glass. Hi, Fishhead, by the way. I don't remember if I said that yet. Hi. ATC presents. Hello. I am doing pretty good. Well, this is considered, I'm like soft-spoken, right? Hopefully it's not too loud, because I don't have the Blue Yeti plugged in. So I think I'm talking a little bit higher than normal, for soft-spoken, but yeah, soft-spoken. If you want though, I've done it before. I don't know the last time I did it. I can show you what I talk like normally, so I'll be back here. And I'll just start blabbing about something. I've said this before, but in real life, I have, I'll go back here. Just in case if I'm a little bit too loud for your audio you have on. Maybe I have a lot of inflection in my voice. Maybe I do have a lower voice than I thought. My sister has a lower voice than me though. But I talk, I've said this before, in real life I talk very loud. So if you're in the Discord, occasionally I'll send like audio messages, so then people know in the Discord who are channel members what I sound like. But this is what I sound like in real life. I always forget. Y'all don't know what like my real voice sounds like. I don't know. Does my whisper? I've been told my whispering sounds very different than my regular talking voice. So I don't know. Take with that what you will. I don't know if that's true or not. But yeah, in real life, I'm still a fast talker. In real life, I'm still a loud talker. If my mother were here, she would attest to that. But yeah, this is what I sound like. What's something quickly I should talk about very briefly? Oh, it's very cold here. I live in Minnesota, for those of you who don't know, and it is in the negatives right now. For quite a few days throughout the next 10 days, it's supposed to be the high temperatures are going to be in the negatives. So that's not fun at all. But at least it keeps going back and forth on if it's supposed to snow. Like today it was supposed to snow, but a few days ago it said that, but now it's not supposed to today. Sunday we might get a blizzard of like 10 to 12 inches of snow, but now apparently we won't get 10 to 12 inches of snow, so I don't know. We might not. I'll just have to keep an eye on that. I never trust the weather. We got 3 straight days of snow this past weekend, even though we're only supposed to get snow for very lightly, a mixture of rain and snow in the middle of the night on, I think, Friday night. Yeah. But then it started snowing earlier on, or maybe that was Thursday night. But then it snowed all like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, most of Sunday. So that's the tea. Let's see what y'all are saying. This does sound deeper than the whispering and soft spoken. Hi, 𝒂𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒈. Because I was watching. Oh. Hi, Jonas. Hi, Cook. Kat, if you're still here, does my regular talking voice sound weird to you? I have a very strong Midwestern accent. I don't know if a Minnesotan accent specifically. I don't know if y'all could hear it when I was talking, but it sounds so much different than the whispering. See, that's fun though. That's fun. That's fun. Okay. By the way, I'll probably only stay on for about 8 more minutes on here. If that's okay with everybody. Just cause I knew the Rainstick ASMR, even though it was like very unanimously voted on by the members, I knew it probably wouldn't get as much viewership today, so plus I am trying to catch up on swimming. There was an event that happened this past weekend, and I always like watching all the swimming events. There's some good up-and-coming swimmers that it's fun to watch them. But Northeast Iowa. Oh, Apple Valley, okay. Oh yeah. Definitely different compared to the East Coast. Yes, say it, 𝒂𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒈. The wind chill makes it so much worse. This past weekend, though, it was like for example, at one point I checked, it was 9 degrees, but it felt like -17. The wind here, it's very flat. There aren't any like hills or mountains for the most part. There's more elevation and like hills and whatnot when you get by Duluth area. There's Duluth. Driving in Duluth in the winter is not for the weak. Nobody should drive in Duluth in the winter. Oh my god. The steep elevation changes. People are crazy. What was I saying? Oh, and it's also right up against Lake Superior, which makes it colder. But yeah, and the wind from the water. But it is very flat land, so the wind is worse. The worst place, technically, depending on where you look, the windiest place actually in America is Rochester, Minnesota. So yeah, for shit. That's why I'm saying, like, I've been watching the protests. I need to finish watching the last 15 minutes of yesterday's at the Whitley building. Whitley, I say it wrong, but you know what I'm saying, at Fort Snelling area. And there's people out there. And I'm like, y'all are amazing. College at Luther, if you know where that is. Is Luther in Duluth? I'm originally from North Dakota, so I don't know all the colleges here. I know U of M, obviously, and there's different campuses for that, such as in Morris and in Mankato. The Mankato College, is that it? There's like a Mankato college that's separate from U of M and a U of M campus in Mankato, right? But anyway, there's I know about the Concordia College in Moorhead because I lived in Fargo. I know about University of Duluth. I know about Bemidji. Quite a few people from Fargo, where I went to school, went to Bemidji. There's Alexandria, especially like the tech school, the Alexandria Tech. There's St. Cloud State University. There's Minneapolis, like the design, Minneapolis. My tattoo artist went there. The Minneapolis Design and like fashion and what is it called? That school. Oh, there's Hamline University. So I know about some of the colleges, but yeah, South Africa. I do not 64. South of Rochester. Okay. I don't know if I've heard of it or not. I don't know. Thank you, Jonas. Is there a U of M campus in Rochester, or is that just a separate college that's in Rochester? Rochester is so depressing, by the way. The energy there is so depressing. See, what I already did 64. What sucks, Boy Studio, is that we in Minnesota also get very bad humidity. There's people who have moved here there's a lot of people from Texas who have moved to Minnesota and North Dakota, and they say the humidity here is a lot worse. So I guess I think it probably just depends on where you live in the South. The humidity around here is very bad it's bad in the winter too, it's just cold. Usually it's anywhere from 80 to 100% humidity in the winter, but the temperature, what was I gonna say? Oh, the humidity in the summer is very bad, and it can get very hot. It can get into the hundreds here as well. It's not like Washington or Oregon where it's more moderate temperatures. It's just very extremes, like I was saying, very much me-coded. Where it's very cold in the winter, but in the summer it gets to be very hot and humid. So it can be very dangerous here. Yes, I'm my own boyfriend. That's right. Yeah, I've tried, I wanted to get a referral to Mayo Clinic before, but I was told I probably wouldn't get accepted in. I know somebody who works at at Mayo Clinic. Not like directly, but indirectly, is a trauma nurse or some kind of nurse. Yeah, but Duluth, and the energy in Duluth is very depressing, and the energy in Rochester is very depressing. But it's, yeah. I prefer warm weather too. I wish Josie was in here because they've said before in California it's like the perfect weather because they live in the Midwest too, and they talk about how the humidity is much worse and that like the hot weather is much worse in the Midwest than it is in California, especially because you're closer to the ocean. I can't wait until I live in California too because there's so many more specialists there for the chronic ailments that I have. So it would be nice to see somebody who's specializes in these things. There's like 1 or 2 people in Minneapolis as well, but yeah. That's really cool, Eagle Eye. Yeah, really, really cool. Okay. It's been the 8 minutes. I'm sorry that I was talking so much, but I like. I have a question actually before I head out. How do y'all feel if I ever did an ASMR video that was me like ghost hunting? But it's not, I don't want to ghost hunt and like, I believe in the paranormal, I believe in ghosts and spirits and stuff. I wouldn't want to go somewhere and be mean. I wouldn't want to go somewhere just because it's haunted. Like, I'd be willing to go just like kind of in the middle of nowhere and see what shows up, but would y'all want something like that? Or would you want me to like go somewhere that's haunted and just like turn it into ASMR? I wouldn't be able to do like a tour because there would be other people there. But should I go somewhere and try to do... I was thinking of doing that for Halloween, but I ended up not doing that. But should I try and like do that? I feel like that could be fun. You should definitely do that. Okay. Housing is yeah, I know. A big horror fan. That would be right, but I want to join. You want to join? Yeah, that would be... I think that would be fun. I've actually, the thing is, I might wait until the summer because I don't want to specifically try and go somewhere around where I live. Because if I'm like, oh, I'm here. Because in the winter, I can't travel out of town, so... And some people know that, so if I'm like, oh, I'm at this place, then people know it's like nearby where I live. So I think I should wait until it's warmer out. Maybe I can try and go somewhere in Minneapolis, I don't know. There's something called the Salt Factory that is somewhere in Minneapolis I have not been to. It used to be a salt factory, I think, but now it's haunted. It's an abandoned building. I think it's still abandoned. Thank you, Jonas. I could do that. I wouldn't be able to make it into a video, but that's fine. I could just do like a little stream, see what shows up. But yeah, I've done like ghost hunting before. I've talked about it before. For those of you who don't know, eat your battery. Yeah, I know, right? But I have been certain places. Interestingly enough, whenever I've been to a cemetery once to try and detect the ghosts and the spirits, but nothing was showing up. Felt like there was nothing there either. But then I realized, like, well, this is where it was a nun cemetery, so like they probably wouldn't want to engage with this. Like it was only for nuns that were buried there. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, I've been to the Palmer House Hotel, and pub. That place is so bad vibes, so bad vibes. Bad vibes. Maybe one day I should like get a hotel room and just like stay the night and see. That's what I'd be scared of happening though, because when you're in a group of people, I feel less like I could get hurt or like have something attached to me. I'd be scared. You know what, more than anything I'd be mad, because if I get woken up in the middle of the night, I'd just be mad. I'd be like, I want to go to sleep. So but yeah, maybe a lot of well-known paranormal investigators go to Palmer House. It is in the middle, like smack dab middle of Minnesota in Sauk Center. It's a very paranormal place. It also, before that, it used to be a brothel, and I get confused whether it was the brothel that got burned down or a different hotel that got built after the fact, after it was a brothel, or if it just got transformed into a hotel from a brothel and then it burned down. But it's suspected that people died in it. Yeah, that's bad vibes there. Bad vibes. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna head out now. Thank y'all. Like, subscribe, become a channel member for as low as 99 cents. Bye.